baby, let's just dance, dance. Let's just dance, baby. I just wanna dance, 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 dance. Can you feel it? Can you take it? Can you come and breathe it? All of this electricity, do it right now, right now. Turn the volume up loud, give me your electricity.
Welcome back to the bar. I'm Christy.
Kelly.
And we need a better intro. Like, we're your favorite partners in crime. I don't know.
Let's be a little cheesy.
We're those two bitches from that show you used to watch back in the day. There we go. Just the two bitches.
Two bitches left.
All right. We have a couple of housekeeping things to get through. And then before we even get into the episode, right before we started recording, Kelly took a hard right turn that we need to talk about on air.
Well, I think I broke my hand.
How?
Look, it's can you see it's like black and blue and swollen? I don't know what I did. I was drunk on Friday night and I sat down on the couch and bent back my fingers. And I remember saying, "Oh, that hurt." And then like the next day I woke up and I couldn't move my fingers. But it's like the middle of my hand.
It's the weirdest.
Do you see that little lump?
Yes. You need to go get medical attention.
Oh, I'm just going to live through it.
Kelly, you broke your hand by sitting on it.
It's my fat ass. Maybe I should go on a diet.
You might be the only person on the planet that's ever broke their hand by sitting on it.
Well, let me just tell you, taking notes for the episode was not very easy because it's my right hand and I'm right-handed.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to take notes for the next 12 into your busted hand.
You don't want me to have to get a cast because if I get a cast, I can't write.
Oh,
I'm taking disability.
No.
Do you pay disability?
No, I don't think we pay disability.
Oh,
good God. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So Kelly broke her hand with her ass. All right. Well, let's get into all the housekeeping stuff so we can have some fun. So
you might have to come over and do some house cleaning at my house too.
Oh yeah, I'll be right there.
My hand's broken.
I'll be right there.
Okay.
So first of all, we do have an exciting thing to announce because as we've been talking on Patreon for the last couple of weeks, tonight is the big live happy hour.
Yay!
Yay! So for all of our Patreon subscribers, you are cordially invited to a happy hour live with Kelly and I at 4 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have some fun. We have lots of questions to take. It's going to be a good time. So Patreon subscribers, come and join us. Don't forget. And it's not too late for you to jump in and join Patreon so that you can come to the happy hour too. Just go to patreon.com/backtothebar, BARRE. And it's for all levels. So everyone, come on. So before we get into the rest of the episode, we're really far behind on our Patreons because we've had so many. So I'm going to go through and read as many as I can on the list without it being insane. But just know that even if I don't read your name, that does not mean your name isn't going to be read. Just it's going to be in the next few weeks.
It's you guys so have cute. To bear I was reading people's comments and they're like, "You forgot to read my name."
We didn't forget you. I swear. We didn't forget anyone.
It's so cute that they like you to read the names.
I know.
Like I would be like, please don't say my name. Please don't tell anybody that I signed up to listen to this crazy shit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to say your name because we know you like it. And I am not going to say the last name to protect the innocent.
Oh, yes. No.
Yeah. So we have Antonio, Eliza, Enzo, Danny, Harley, Brian, Tim, all these boys, Colleen, Ashlyn, Autumn, Lily, Cassidy, Dominique, Jane, Rebecca, Christy, Stephanie, Rennie, Christopher, Christy, Laura, Chloe, Lindsay, Abby, Bethel, Samuel, Heather, Kelsey, Haley, Christine, Lydia, Madison, Regina, Hannah, Victoria, John, Savannah, Tiana, Ashley, Melanie, Turtle, Elsa, Lodestar, Abby, Joshua, Ashley, Kate, Megan, Marissa, Lexi, Megan, Natalie, Libby, Vanessa, Michaela, Gretchen, Linda, Ryan, Samuel, Rebecca, Terry, Conley, Christina, Hayden, Berthley, Jordan, Casey, Katie, Alexandra, Hannah, Cynthia, Alana, Marla, Shelby, Hyatt, Ashley, Megan, Sarah, Tag, Emily, Bethany, Helen, Madison, Susan, Alexa, Kathleen, Olivia, Kayla, Caitlin, Taslin, Taylor, Alexis, James, Claire, Sophia, Chantel, Brooklyn, Anissa, Arthur, Loretta, Brianna, Abby, Rebecca, Liza, Shannon, Zach, Megan, Trisha, Sky, Jenny, Ninja, Brenna, Claire, and Rebecca. So thank you all so much.
My goodness, there was a lot today.
So many. We have so many.
I know.
But again, we love you all. Thank you for joining us and supporting us. And we will see you at the happy hour tonight because we have some big fun
excited.
plans. I know.
God, we're going to be really drunk.
Oh, God. That's true. We have a double decker.
Well, how about I'm behaving today since I was bad last week.
Yeah. As we were editing, we're like, shit, Kelly got a little drunk. So wait, I'm opening mine. I didn't even pour mine yet.
Oh, see, that's why I was late. I was making mine. Mine's boring. What are you having? Just champagne?
Just champagne because our girls are the golden girls. I wanted to pop it on camera, or on film.
Woo! Pour me some.
I'm going to pour you some. So what are you drinking?
I am drinking, let's see what it's called for sure. I think it's an Irish chocolate coffee.
Jesus, that sounds rich.
No, it's actually not too bad.
Really?
Here's what it is. It is coffee.
Okay.
2 ounces of Bailey's.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
And chocolate syrup.
Okay.
And you're supposed to put whipped cream on it, but I didn't put that on because my ass is so big already. I didn't want it to get any bigger.
Yeah, you don't want to break
my other hand.
For God's sake.
No whipped cream for this fat ass.
I cannot believe you broke your hand.
I know.
Actually, I can completely believe you broke your hand. Do you remember that one time we were walking back from dinner and you fell in a pothole? And rolled.
I was just talking about that on my other podcast.
Yeah.
And I ruined my $300 jeans. I was so pissed off and was bleeding. But you know what? Ever since then, we had a vehicle to take us to eat. They used to make us walk to go to dinner.
But remember, you were holding the pizza and you're like,
I didn't drop the pizza.
You're like, saved it.
Yep.
Oh my God, you rolled in the pothole like an armadillo.
You were like, where did you go?
You completely disappeared. Like we're walking along. Boop, 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 boop,
and all of a sudden I'm just gone. I'm surprised I wasn't at Abby's parking lot.
Seriously. Oh my God. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, we have a little bit of ridiculousness in this week's episode.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Shall we point out that Kelly is wearing?
Oh, yes.
One of your tops.
What I said last week. I picked it up. Well, actually, you know what I did? But this was Friday night. Friday was a bad night for me. A couple funny things. Okay, first of all, we were going to film on Friday. Okay. So, yes. And then we decided not to. Well, I had gone down into my archive of clothing to try to find one of the outfits.
Good.
So I had it pulled out. Well, then I decided I was going out Friday night. So I thought it was hanging there. So I'm like, I'm just going to wear it. Okay. So I had that pink long dress on.
Yeah. Did you fall in a pothole and rip it?
No. But wait till you hear what happened. Remember I said about the water bras? We were talking about the bras.
Oh my God. Yes.
Okay. I do not own a water bra, but I own these little cups that you just like stick in.
Sticky boobs.
No, they're not sticky boobs. They just like kind of rest in there, but they're filled with water. Yeah, but I didn't put them in a bra. I just stuck them into my shirt because it kind of like has like a little thing that it works.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting there and I take my dog with me when I go out. So I'm carrying my dog and I'm yelling at my dog. I thought she peed on me.
No,
it was not my dog. It was my water boob leaked. I jinxed myself on our last episode. My water boob leaked. And it was like greasy, like leak. So it was like all down me all night. That's why I got drunk and had to like break my fingers with my ass because my boob exploded in the middle of being out. So that's what I was going to wear. And I couldn't wear it because I had a costume malfunction. And here I am. I had to pick this up.
Oh my God. Now I'm worried that one of my fake boobs in my body is going to explode.
Oh my God. I
Could you
seriously was
imagine?
blaming it on my dog. I'm like, I can't believe my dog pissed on me. And then like it wouldn't dry. And I'm like, why isn't it drying? And then it dawned on me. I think these pads have water in them. And they did.
Yeah.
And it was like oily water.
I don't think it's water. I think it's like a gel, maybe.
I don't know what it is, but
Well,
it's
whatever
all
the fuck.
over my dress and it's a mess. I
We're
told you
denied
not to wear this.
the pink. Well, there we go. Kelly, life hacks. Wait, didn't Abby give you life tips? There's yours. That's your life tip. No chicken cutlets with water in them. Oh my God, that's so funny. I really wish I had been there.
Yeah, it was funny.
That's a good time. So your Friday was a little ridiculous.
It was.
Yeah.
So I had to behave today. So I'm just having coffee with some Baileys.
Yeah, a little bit. Now I have champagne. I haven't really eaten anything today, so I'm a little worried where I'm going to end up. So when we were editing the last episode, we definitely had to take some of the stuff out as we got further down. I'm like, you were like, did I say blah, blah, blah?
I told you I was drunk. You're like, no, you were fine. I'm like, oh no, we need to listen.
And then we listened and it needed edited.
Yes.
For sure. All right. Well, we are getting into this week's episode. Now, last week, when we were talking about the week coming up, I think I had said this was the last episode before we went on break. But actually, we went on break between the episode in Rhode Island and this episode.
Okay.
So what happened was that we had only had 6 episodes ordered for Dance Moms. That's all Dance Moms was ever supposed to be.
It wasn't even Dance Moms. It was supposed to be called Just Dance.
Exactly. So
it was a documentary or whatever, a docu-series or something.
Sure, Jan. Sure.
Yeah.
So we had, after they picked up the extra episodes, we had a couple week break for production to like get ready. And honestly, for us to get ready. So that was like our big break. And you can tell because I've had a fabulous hair makeover. I have a haircut. My hair's much blonder. And so we definitely had a break. And then we were getting ready to go on the road for the summer. So this episode is called She's a Fighter. It premiered on August 24th, 2011. And the group dance is called Make You Mine. And honestly, all of the girls had solos except Kenzie and Vivi. They had a duet, but they didn't really talk about them or show them. The only ones they focused on was Maddie's solo Angel and Nia's solo They Call Me La Quifa.
And this goes back to what we said in the past. They don't show the solos because nothing happened exciting about them. So like Nia's, it was controversial with Holly. And so they showed that. Maddie, they just always show her. But like, I don't think they really know what dance they want to show until they see what happens. Like, if Paige would go on and forget her dance, or if, someone went on and broke a leg or broke their hand or whatever, then they would show, because there would be something to talk about. Well,
Pinup Girls or 15 Minutes of Fame with the Headband is a perfect example.
Yeah.
That dance wasn't featured on the show until Chloe's headband fell down.
For the show,
Exactly.
Yeah, we did that off the show.
Exactly. So we open up this episode in Pittsburgh in Pyramid. And I just have to start off by saying, I actually wrote, what the fuck is my dress? Because it's like this really long, ugly, it's like puddled on the floor. I look like a giraffe.
I actually didn't mind that dress, I don't think. How about my big ass belt? It was like 3-inch thick hot pink belt. I'm like, what was I thinking?
Well, and Holly was holding her bag again in Pyramid. You know what I think it is? I think she doesn't want to leave it in the den because it'll end up full of ants.
Maybe.
Yeah, I swear to God. I don't know, but she always has that bag. And then Abby is standing next to chalkboard and she is wearing her flip-flop shirt. I think this is the third or fourth episode.
It's on constantly.
Constantly. And this time she has on a pink headband, a pink watch, and pink eyeshadow. She's wearing pink eyeshadow. So I feel like that's our first headband sighting. So drink your drink.
Oh, drink. She got to cool it with these headbands because I
know that's why you're drunk every week. I know. And we called one episode a plethora of headbands. I mean, every week could be called
every week. Yeah.
I don't know. Wait, why? Does she stop wearing them later on when her hair gets bigger?
Well, you can tell whenever they, in her interviews, she doesn't wear them because somebody else does her hair.
Right. That's true.
So you can always tell when somebody else does her hair.
That's true. That's true. So she starts off by recapping the last competition. And she says that she's really proud of them for winning the victory cup. And she says there's like 180 entries and blah, blah, blah. And she goes on to say, I'm proud. I don't say that often. And we're like, you're right. You don't.
No.
And she's also proud of the moms because we kept our mouths shut.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We all kept our mouths shut. So it was
So
a
she's
good
proud
week.
of us. Yeah, it's a great week. But we do need to learn how to be a team player like our daughters. And then
I thought I would have got in trouble.
Well,
because of Cathy and I argued over the costume and stuff. So
yeah,
I'm surprised I didn't get in trouble.
I think though, because she said the moms need to learn to be a team player, and then we get the flashback of you and Cathy fighting. I think that was like kind of for Cathy, of course. So I'm surprised you didn't get in trouble. Don't worry. In the future, if you sneeze wrong, you'll get in trouble for it. So
I'm still on the good graces.
I know. I would be like, thank you. I would enjoy it because it's not going to last long.
Yes.
So Abby does flip around the chalkboard, and then she has the kids read star power again. How many times do those kids have to go star power? How do you think Brooke feels? Brooke is like,
Brooke wants to shoot herself every day. It's terrible.
And then Abby, like a substitute teacher, starts writing in chalk. And if you look, the word gets really tiny. And
she runs out of room.
She runs out of room. And then she goes on to tell us that this competition is at a casino that's self-contained, so we're not going to be able to run out and get stuff. Meanwhile, that casino had like the biggest mall in the world.
Yeah,
and we were shopping in between things.
Yeah.
But then she tells us that because this is a self-contained casino, we need to have a daily wardrobe, like the old
a
school
packing
days.
list. And we did do that.
We did.
Especially when I was in it.
Oh,
like when I danced for Abby.
Oh, really?
It was ridiculous. Like, I'm surprised our underwear didn't have to match. Like,
it
was one day we had neon day.
We had that with the kids.
I know, but I mean, it went way back to when I was 15.
You would have like black, white, and red day. You'd have animal print day. You would have neon night, whatever.
A pink day.
Pink
a black
day.
Whatever. Yeah.
So that was real. Like that was totally something that she always did, obviously, since Kelly's back in the day. And then she goes on to tell us that we have to pack in front of her. And Cathy's face is hysterical. I think Cathy doesn't want Abby to see her granny panties, personally. Now, meanwhile, I'm the one with the granny panties. You don't even wear underwear.
I know.
So,
yeah.
You're safe. Then Abby goes on to say, we're going to talk about the board. Still, we're not calling it pyramid, which I think is funny. And then she says it's teamwork and technique. And she's like droning on, and they show the kids.
How about Nia's face?
Yes.
Nia's like, I'm thinking to myself, maybe Nia was doing that because like, she was saying they were good, and I was thinking Nia was like in amazement.
Maybe, but the kids' faces
why
are
would you think Nia would make that face?
I
mean, she was like this. Like,
I was like, maybe Nia's tired. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Abby, we see her in another interview. New headband. It's red. Cheers, bitches.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. And then she goes on to tell us that we're doing a new number with a new costume, and it's called Make You Mine.
I like how she's like, Mom, another costume. Like, meaning, like, Mom, she's probably going to have to do some work on some costumes. Get ready.
Yeah. That didn't even like land on my radar.
Oh, yeah. She pointed us out. Moms, one more costume.
And then in the interview, she reiterates that we're going to have to dress a certain way on a certain packing list because we're going to walk in like we own the place. And then we see the kids in a leg and feet class, and she's hitting Maddie's arm going, stronger arm, stronger arm, stronger arm, stronger arm. And then we're all upstairs. And then Cathy and Melissa start bitching that Vivi and Kenzie aren't higher on the pyramid. And even though the team won, Cathy thinks it's really stinky. But here's my question. Maddie's at the top of the pyramid for that dance, but Brooke was the featured dancer in that.
Yeah.
So if the group won, why wouldn't Brooke be at the top? Because she was the featured dancer.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because her last name's Highland.
Correct.
But I mean, there are many weeks that the girls are at the bottom and they don't do anything wrong and they dance. Like Mackenzie and Vivi really didn't dance much in that dance. They just were on the swing.
Yeah.
So I can see why they were on the bottom.
Exactly. And then Melissa says, she always just puts the babies on the bottom. And she said, that's why Kenzie doesn't want to dance anymore. Cause it's always about the other girls. Cause she starts to say Maddie, like she does.
But don't she think they all feel that way?
Exactly.
Like all their kids feel that way.
Right.
So.
We're back in legs and feet, and Abby is hitting me in the butt saying, no squishy derriere. No squish, no squish, no squish. And no squishy derriere for you because you'll break your hand.
Yes.
And then Cathy starts bitching about the costumes because she thinks it's totally ridiculous that her 6-year-old's costume had a 13-year-old trying to cram into it. And you're sitting there just fucking glaring at her.
I'm just like biting my tongue thinking like, should I really just like scream at this bitch or should I just sit here and keep my mouth shut? Because it was over with. Like at that point, it was
then
over
you go,
with.
Cathy's acting like a bitch.
In my interview.
Like a bitch. She was way out of line taking that costume 3 numbers before Brooke danced. And then she starts giving us all advice on how to handle Abby. Because
she really knows how to do that.
Yeah, but what she doesn't realize is Abby doesn't have time to worry about costumes. She's too busy worrying about like what underwear we're packing.
Exactly.
Priorities.
Exactly.
Come on. So now I go on to tell her that Vivi's new and she's young and just wait. She'll start taking out her frustrations with you on Vivi. And then she tells us she's just going to flash some dead presidents.
I know, but like we haven't given her enough dead presidents in our lifetime.
Exactly.
I don't think she really
give
cares.
a shit. So we open up the next day and we're in rehearsals with Maddie, and Abby tells her that she's a beautiful angel and she needs beautiful feet and not Fred Flintstone feet. What does that mean?
She's sitting there like smiling as she's saying it.
Oh yeah.
Like, don't have Fred Flintstone's feet. Like, so it wasn't mean. It was kind of like a funny joke kind of thing. Where when she normally says it, it's like screaming, like with Nia pulling out the baseball bat.
Exactly. And then we get the interview of Abby, and she said, Maddie is doing, and she's glowing in this interview. She's doing a breathtakingly beautiful lyrical routine and a stunning white costume. I think she creamed her jeans.
Ew, we don't want to talk about that. Remember that?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. Everybody will throw up on the episode.
And then we see Melissa watching, and she's sitting upstairs and she's holding a CD. Do you think it was Pages?
Probably. She finally got it fixed.
She finally got it
3
fixed.
weeks ago.
And as Maddie's rehearsing, she says, I think it's Maddie that says she's doing a solo for her grandmother, Bapcha, and hopes she's proud and watching from heaven. And then Melissa's telling us upstairs the same thing, that Maddie's doing this solo for her mother. And she's having this like really emotional moment because she's talking about how close she was to her mom and like cancer. And the whole time she's saying this, Clara is behind her like
blah,
licking, blah, blah, blah.
But she's rubbing her face on them step things. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, Clara, you're going to have like fungus face.
Yeah. Hand, foot, mouth disease.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember? I don't know if you were sitting there, but this one day I was sitting up there and there was this one, she was an odd duck. This one grandma who like,
yeah, I know exactly.
Remember grandma? No, there's 2 grandmas. There's 2.
This was the skinny one?
With the blonde hair?
Yes.
Yes. So I was sitting there and I turn around and I look, and behind me on the steps is a fucking hermit crab crawling by my head. Yeah. And I was like, what is going on? She's like, oh, he wanted exercise. I brought him. And I'm like, you never knew what was going to happen on those steps. And there's my daughter.
It was disgusting. Like, it was like, she was like licking the steps. I'm like, oh, Clara. And we're all, and she's back there talking away and nobody's even paying attention to the poor little kid.
No, because we had to be all dramatic about Melissa. And then she has her handwriting in her cabinet. And we talk about not having anyone. And you can't imagine not having a parent. That made me sad because your mom has since passed away. Mm-hmm. And then Melissa says that when she looks at Maddie, she sees her mom because of the blue eyes. And she goes on to tell us that she always tells Maddie that when my mom left me, she gave me you. And she's crying.
My favorite part was though when she says that her and her mom were close. Like it's her interview, and she's like, me and my mom were always close, like me and Maddie. Mm-hmm. I want to say,
where's
Kenzie?
Yeah.
Or Mackenzie? We love you, Kenz.
No wonder why Kenzie wants to quit. It's always about the other girls.
Yeah.
Then we see it cuts to Abby with Nia. She's wearing a headband.
Oh gosh.
Now, mind you, we just saw Abby working with Maddie in her solo, and she's like, Grand Jeté, butt mont, switch sleep. Then we see Abby with Nia. She's wearing a headband. And then we see Abby in interview, and she's explaining Nia's dance. And she's like, you know, it's going to have all these sassy hip, head pop, chug. And you're like, then she goes on to tell us profound statement. She goes, Nia is African American.
Like none of us knew that. That was like hysterical. I'm like, okay, Abby, none of us knew that.
Nia is African American. Thank you. Thank you.
Just in case you didn't know.
In case. But she is really trying to teach her different ethnic dances. So when she's in New York or LA at a casting call and it says ethnic, she knows how to do all the dances correctly. Which then we go to the studio and she tells Nia, hand up, march in a circle, nose in the air.
And I like how that move, she'll demonstrate that move, but she won't demonstrate like the Grand Jeté.
Get your back leg up. Yeah. But I'm looking at that and I'm like, what ethnic move is this?
Like the marching move.
And then she tells Nia that there's a difference. The difference between winning an overall and a title is technique. And then she asks Nia to explain it. And I just want to say here, Nia gets really flustered and then she tries to explain it, but then she says she really doesn't know. And Abby's little voice cracks and she's like, you don't know.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We all hear words over and over again sometimes that you're not quite sure what they mean, what the definition is. Like Nia probably knows.
Like if you
technique.
ask me off the top of my head, I wouldn't be able to tell you the definition.
Exactly.
Of technique. I mean, I know what it is,
yes.
but I don't really know the actual definition.
That's exactly my point.
Nia would. Like here's the definition of technique: a way to carry out a particular task, especially the execution of a performance, whatever. So
yeah,
but Nia would know that at age 9.
Exactly.
Where are my glasses? Need these.
You got them?
Yeah.
Okay. Put them on the tip of your nose like a librarian.
I know. I can't.
Oh, you can't wear them with your
earphones. Can't get them on.
Yeah.
Oh, God's sakes.
Are you settled?
Yes.
Okay, good. And then, so she tells her if she doesn't know a word in a book, she would look it up. So she needs to look it up. And then we get to an interview of me and she's so sweet. Like she's so sweet. She says, Abby pushes her really hard, but she doesn't mind because it makes her a better dancer.
I know.
I mean, don't you?
How about her little ponies?
Her
little ponies with the big old flowers in there.
I know. You're just like, aw. And so then Melissa steps into the studio and she announces that Minister Dawn is here to talk to Abby. And then Melissa's wearing this strapless white dress.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was kind of questionable.
It was very questionable.
Yeah.
That might be at the bottom of the pyramid for me.
Yeah.
It did nothing.
Well, she wears another strapless dress at the competition. The hot pink one.
Yeah.
She was into strapless that week.
Yeah. I was one shouldered. Yeah. She was strapless.
Yeah. I wasn't really into that.
No.
This made her look pregnant or something.
Yes, because Melissa has big boobs, which I mean, look, she's got great boobs. She always talks about her boobs, but like the way that dress hit right there wasn't very flattering at all. No. So then Abby says that if Dawn's there, she should be there to pay her bill. And this pisses me off because she always said shit like this about people. And when you say it, they just show it. And you're like, that's not the case. Because she said it about us all the time. And I'm like, bitch, my bills are paid.
She said it about me. That's why, well, we'll get into that on on the episode. But remember, she told me I wasn't paying my bills. And
I hate that because she always says it. And they always
because then they cut out our response as to.
Exactly.
Like my bill was paid a year in advance. Like
exactly. And then so she goes on to say in her interview, she can't believe that Dawn has the nerve to show her face after the police hauled her out. Did the police haul her out or did they just say like, look,
no, they were just in the parking lot. And how about my cousin works with the police? They tow for the Penthouse police. And
really?
They were down there and they knew I was on the show. So they would talk to him and they said that Abby was such a pain in the ass with that kind of stuff. Like she was always calling them there and it was like stupid shit.
Well, I actually wrote that. I wrote like, what do the cops think?
Yeah. No, they think she's ridiculous.
Well, then she tells us this time she's going to be prepared because she has 911 on speed
dial. Yeah, she uses it again in
numbers.
season 4 on me. So we know she has it on speed dial.
Like 911 is designed to call fast, but she has it on speed dial. So then we see Abby and Dawn going into the costume shop, and it is
how nice and clean that is.
A shithole. So
I saw Diane. I thought of
it looked like somebody took 4 weeks of laundry and dumped it in the
threw
corner.
It everywhere. Yeah.
I saw Diane this weekend, and she actually said to me, she said, "How many times are you and Kelly going to say that studio's a shithole?" I said, "Every episode."
Because it is.
Yes. And John tells Abby she thinks it's better to speak in person. And Abby informs her that she's busy. And she has her stack of papers. That is her move. Like she did it with me. She did it with Dawn.
She feels important when she comes in with her folder of papers. Yeah.
And she doesn't let you speak first. She just goes at you. So then you don't have a chance to tell her what you think. She just goes at you with these papers, and then you're responding to her, and then she walks out.
Well, I have that on my thing. She deflects.
That's exactly right. She deflects. So they start arguing over if Dawn owes her money. And Dawn's like, "You broke the contract," which I agree
she did.
With.
She did break the contract. Yeah, I wouldn't have paid her another penny either.
No. And then she says, "You ordered a costume and took pictures of it. We'll see you in court." And she's like, "You're going to pay the attorney. You're going to pay the costs." And then I love that Abby is a legal expert. Because she goes, it's called theft by deception.
Yeah. I'm like,
did you look it up? Because I did.
Somebody told her that before she walked in the room, I think.
Because I looked up the definition, and it's someone who intentionally obtains or withholds someone else's property by deceiving them. It seems like Abby didn't fulfill her
end of the contract.
And she broke it. So I wouldn't pay her either.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Dawn probably paid for the costume and the photos, had them taken, but she's like, "I'm not paying for the rest of my solo that my kid will not be allowed to compete."
Yeah,
exactly. Because you broke the contract.
I love when Abby says, "They shall not lie. They shall not steal, and they shall not disrespect Abby."
I can't.
Like that was her sermon.
Yes.
Thou shall not disrespect Abby.
I wish she was wearing her little choir robe when she delivered it, though.
Yeah, that one from a couple weeks ago.
So then we're in the den. Abby's wearing a headband. Sorry, Kelly.
For God's sakes. I can't even pick my drink up with my right hand because it hurts.
Oh my God. You need to seek medical attention.
Yeah.
So then they're talking about the packing list. We see the packing list. Cathy is arguing back and forth.
Oh, she has a fabulous fuchsia outfit already picked out.
Yes. And Vivi has green. And then she tells us when Candy Apple steps out, they do it in style.
They don't dress like the help.
But then did
she say we dress like the help? Is that what she's saying? Are we the help?
We're the help.
Do we dress like the help? Because I don't know. I haven't thought any of Cathy's outfits were very fabulous yet.
No.
Not that ours were, but hers weren't either. So.
But when she's saying it, she's got a giant applique on her necklace.
Yes. Is that the one that was a big rose with 3 little roses? Yes, that was very ugly.
But she doesn't dress like the help. And Abby's getting annoyed. I'm rolling my eyes. And it's just, but here's the thing is they always show you and I reacting. They never show Holly and Melissa ever. They never show them.
No, because we're the bitches.
Correct. And so Cathy tells us that she's packing at home. And then Abby says, "Don't make Vivi an outcast." And she says, "She's not an outcast. She's a standout." Then Abby's done and Cathy is going to think about it. And then I roll my eyes. So the next day we see Cathy's C-class pull out. And I just have to say, I feel like if I were Vivi, anytime I saw a camera in the car and I was in the car with my mom, I would be like, motherfuck.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be good.
Poor Vivi.
I know, poor Vivi. So Cathy tells us that there is a costume award and a photogenic award.
I thought it was a photogenic award, and she made it out to be like a costume thing because the judges were even like, why is she wearing a costume?
Yeah.
And she's wearing stage makeup. Like Cathy totally did the wrong thing for that.
Yes.
And I want to know why we didn't know about that, because I definitely would have been putting my kids into that.
Exactly. So she's having this whole conversation with Vivi. She's telling her she's a glamour girl. Maybe Cathy can submit her own photos in the shots. And Vivi is so unimpressed.
She's like, my mom wants me to be famous. I don't want to be a model. But Cathy does. Cathy says, maybe I could get in a few of those shots. I'm like, oh, yeah, Cathy.
Vivi is a mood all day, every day.
I know, it's funny.
It's ridiculous. It's so funny. Then we come back to the studio, and on the door, there's a sign that says no socks.
Yeah.
And then we're going to hear about the group dance. She's wearing a headband.
Oh, for God's sakes, I just took a drink. I got to remember to not take drinks
I know.
whenever it's not a headband.
Oh, I just had bubbles pop up. She goes on to talk about the group dance again, Make You Mine, theatrical jazz. And she tells us that our girls are used to dancing on chairs because they've done a Fosse number before. And they love this dance because they get to dance like teenagers. And Brooke's like, bitch, I am a teenager.
Yeah.
And then she's sitting on her cheese mat and she's screaming at Nia the entire time.
Okay, let me just say, though, when she has the girls go get the chairs, like she announces to the girls to go get their black chairs.
Do they have stoppers?
I want you to look at every one of those freaking chairs. They all have stoppers on the bottoms. Well, those are the same chairs we use for Paige's solo down the road. And someone took the stoppers off, so it would cause conflict. And my daughter would get a chair thrown at her.
Stop eating. That's why you're fat.
Yeah. Yeah. I should take that advice.
Same. Me too.
But.
Okay, so cheese mat, and then she asked Nia, where are her arms? She said, your arms
they're out to dinner with their dad from the night before. What? Why would her arms be out to dinner with her dad?
She always asks why our kids always look dumbfounded. It's because they have to react to dumb shit like that.
Yes.
I don't get it. So then, oh God, poor Nia falls. And Abby tells us it's frustrating to watch her dance. This really makes me hurt because she says she makes the same mistake over and over and over again. And she's going to blow it for the girls in the group because she sees 100%, 100%, 100%, and 50%. And I was like, wow. First of all, the first thing I thought, I was like, 100%. We got 100%.
Hell yeah, man. I'm in on that.
I know. But I did feel sorry for Nia. And then,
I gave a few dead presidents for that 100%.
You sure did. And maybe you did her hair for her once when we were going out.
Yeah.
And then she makes some of the girls dance and she makes Nia watch. And then Nia says, she tries to do everything right, but sometimes it's so hard.
It's hard. That was sweet.
Sad to watch this.
I know.
And then we're all sitting in the den and Abby comes in with a new headband.
Oh, for God's sakes, I'm going to kill that woman.
Okay, so we're in the den. Abby comes in her headband and she announces that she has costumes. And I had the subtitles on and it's like whooping and hollering.
Oh, yeah, because we're so excited. What do we have to do to them this week?
Exactly. We see Nia's costume and Abby tells us it's adorable, fun, a satire, over the top, and it's a take on the drag queen. And it's right up Nia's alley. Because every 9-year-old is a drag performer.
Yeah. But Nia loved the costume, though. She did.
She's giggling and she's like, I love my costume.
Yeah.
And then Holly walks in.
Yeah.
And Holly's like, oh, it's always interesting when Abby pulls out costumes because you never know what's up her bag of tricks. All the girls come out and you see the costumes and she's looking at them. And then Nia walks out. And Holly tells us that all the costumes are feminine and beautiful. And
I don't know. Brooks was pretty ugly.
It was like a mime. Was she a mime?
No, I don't. She was nothing. I don't know what she was, but her costume wasn't very spectacular either.
No.
I like Nia's better. Nia's was cute, I thought.
It was cute. But then Holly tells us that Nia's the only one in animal print. And she says that the costume is typecasting. And I'm sitting there thinking like, Holly, hold my beer because you have no idea what's about to come your way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then Abby announces
it wasn't just the leopard print.
Yep. She wants Nia in an afro. And then she goes dead ass serious. Do you have one?
But how about Holly? Oh, like, let me pull one out of my purse.
I died.
But if you know Holly might have had one in that bag because Holly had a bag every time we went somewhere. Holly always had bags full of shit. I don't know
14 of them.
Yeah, and big
Huge.
bags of stuff. And I don't know what she possibly had in there. So she could have had an afro in one of those someday.
Because I've never seen carry-ons quite like her.
But that was hysterical when she's like, yeah, let me pull one out of my bag.
And her face is just hysterical. And then she's like, no, I don't have one. And then I act surprised and I asked her, I'm like, you don't have an afro in your purse? And then Holly goes, I just changed purses. And Holly goes on to tell us that her and Nia's Black experience is different. No shade to the Laquifas of the world, but her name is Holly. It's as far away as Laquifa as possible. So then Abby tells us that Holly wants Nia to be like everyone else, but it's her job, Abby's job, to capitalize on all of the ethnic opportunities that Nia has because different is good. I go back to teaching her the ethnic dances, hand in the air, nose in the air, march in a circle. What ethnic dance is that? I
don't know. I do think, though, that Abby is correct in saying that she has some opportunities that we don't, but
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not that dance.
No. Oh, no.
And Holly is just disgusted.
Yes. Well, you know Holly's disgusted when she says she's going to lunch and she's going to have a drink.
I know. That was
right there. You know Holly's like done because Holly never said she wants to have a drink. I think she actually had a mojito.
She did.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
So it was me, you, and Holly, which I just look at that and I kind of laugh because anytime somebody's like, we are disgusted with Abby, we need a drink. They're like, Christi and Kelly, please report to the producer's lounge. We need you to take someone to lunch.
Because I thought the same exact thing because normally that would have been like Melissa going to lunch with her, but they're like the whole Holly
someone is drinking.
Kelly and Christi, you're on call.
It's
here.
on.
Yep.
We need you on deck. You're up. Yep. So at lunch, Holly tells us that she's proud of her Black heritage, but she doesn't want to be stereotyped, which I'm agreeing with. And I still agree with, I totally still agree with that. But did you happen to look at me in that scene with my drink?
No, I was too busy looking at Holly's drink because I was in amazement.
Right. But if you look at me, I am sucking my drink so hard, my cheeks are indented. I'm like,
why was it like a frozen drink?
No, I just liked it. I was just like, I've got to drink this. And then you tell us that you think Holly's being dramatic about the wig. And then she goes on to tell us what's next is she says, next she'll be picking cotton.
Oh my God, you were hysterical. You were like, did you just say picking cotton?
That's another one of those moments. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, then she talks about Aunt Jemima.
I know.
You ain't even allowed to talk about Aunt Jemima anymore.
She's not even a syrup any longer.
I know.
And then she says, swing low, sweet chariot. And I am horrified. I'm just horrified. But one producer is listening to Holly saying that, and their little brains start clicking. And they're like, ooh, if we ever go to Atlanta, let's do a slave dance. And we do.
We do.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Holly tells us that she's worked hard to get beyond that stereotype, which look, I agree because I worked hard in my own right to get past like white trash or whatever Abby called us. And I'm agreeing with her. Yeah. And then Holly tells us that it's political. And then she says that politics is all about who's in power. Abby has the power and that she doesn't know if she's going to be able to hang in there. And then you and I are really excited to eat. Do you see us like digging in? We're like,
I'm always into food and drinks, man. We're in.
We open the next day and we're leaving for competition. So here's what people don't know. Do you want to tell it?
No, go ahead.
we are not just leaving for a competition. We were leaving that morning to go 6 weeks on the road to film the rest of the season without our husbands. So what we were doing is we were driving to Connecticut and then we were like flying here, flying there, driving here. Like there was this whole thing, but we weren't coming back home for 6 weeks. So we had 6 weeks worth of luggage. I had Clara, you see Clara on the bus.
Yeah.
And this episode also, we had a new crew because the old crew was there for the first 6.
For the first 6, yeah.
And then we had a new crew. So like Jimmy, our AD, like assistant director, this is the first episode we ever had him.
Okay, but didn't our cute guy come this week?
Yes. We were pulling in the parking lot and there was this big guy. He was like
a football player.
He was a football player.
Yeah.
He played for like, a Big Ten school football. Like he was big. He had the prettiest blue eyes.
He was hot.
He was hot. Kelly, we pull up and Kelly's like, who's the hot guy?
Who's this hot guy I'm going away with for 6 weeks?
Yeah. And then do you remember he used to take our luggage and he told us one day that your shoe bag gave him an aneurysm because your shoes were so heavy. So imagine going away for 6 weeks on the road, filming a TV show that you can't wear the same outfit twice. You have like 3 kids. Well, we each had 2 kids plus us because I took Clara and we weren't coming home. So our husbands were like dropping us off being like, bye.
Yeah.
And
Mine
we
was
got
probably like good riddance.
Exactly. So we get on the bus and like Clara was with us because she went on the road. I had a nanny with us that I had hired, but then Cathy's driving. She pulls out, we pull out, Abby's screaming at the bus driver. And she tells us that you're throwing us around and he literally wants to throw her off the bus.
Well, it was Steve again.
Was it?
Yeah. That's Steve.
I didn't know Steve.
Yeah, that's Steve.
You should have been like, hey, Steve, can you take us to Wine Fest?
Yeah.
Instead of this bullshit.
Like, let's forget about this bitch telling you how to drive. Let's just go to Wine Fest.
You can drop Christy and I off and we'll catch up later. So she starts taking roll call. And then you see Clara on the bus sitting with Kenzie, which I think is cute.
Yeah.
And then Abby says, who does Cathy think she is? She thinks she's too good for us. And she drives all the time while we're on the bus, but we all know it's a C class.
I think that's the first time she says that on camera.
Yeah.
We've said it a bunch of times on here, but and how about they show Cathy driving again and they showed that cheap ass phone case again. Well, they really liked that phone case.
Yeah, it's ugly. They clearly don't know the difference between like a Swarovski rhinestone and like Michael's. A plastic rhinestone craft.
Yeah.
All they needed to do was look at Abby's jewelry and we'd be like, that's the ugly shit. So then Holly tells us that she found a wig and the wig shop lady thought she was nuts. And I asked if it's blonde.
Like Holly wasn't pissed off enough. You had to like rub it in.
Yeah. And then Mia's laying on the seat. Holly's rubbing her hair. And I just wanted to point out that it's black, white, and red day because all of us on the bus are wearing black, white, and red. Abby has on a red headband. Drink. And
Paige like had on like Mickey Mouse outfit on or something, Minnie Mouse outfit.
I thought that. I was like, oh my God, that's Kelly's leftover Disney outfit.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It was ugly.
And then Holly tells us she wants Nia to be beautiful and not a 70s stereotype. And then we see Abby fall asleep with her mouth open. Agape.
Always.
And we see funny Paige.
How about how funny she is?
She's so funny. Well, wait, hold on. Before we talk about how funny Paige is, she got a haircut since the first
Paige, yeah.
Yeah. Instead of it just being a bob, you got layers put into it.
I don't
First
like the
thing
layers.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Okay. So go on. Tell us about Paige.
Well, Paige goes over and puts the gummy bear in Abby's mouth because her mouth is like gaping open as she's laying there. And Abby wakes up and Paige says, oh, I thought you liked gummy bears or gummy worms.
Yeah.
I thought you liked gummy worms. I'm surprised she didn't get yelled at. But I want everybody to take note. There's 2 things in this episode, this being the first one, that Paige was not afraid of Abby. Like when I said like my family had a very good relationship with Abby, like Paige felt like she could joke around with Abby and do that because they were friends.
Right.
And you'll see in a couple of minutes another thing about her and Abby that I'll point out.
Nobody else, maybe Brooke would have done it, but nobody else was going to do that. Chloe
Nobody else would have ever went up to Abby and did that. But my kids were close enough to her that they would do stuff like that because they had that kind of relationship. And it's just sad for me to see that we had that kind of relationship in season 1, and then coming to
God.
2 and 3, it just, that relationship ends. It's
Yeah.
sad.
It is sad. It's really
Yeah.
sad. And I always have said, and no, not me. We've always said that the show could have had a very different flavor to it
Yeah.
if they would have allowed, first of all, the kids to be more featured, show the kids, show the fun, and show nice stuff. It didn't always have to be this high intensity, like, I'm going to vomit from the anxiety drama.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then we're in the casino. And it's pink day. Clearly, we all roll in. We're wearing hot pink. And then Abby announces that it's 30 minutes. It's running 30 minutes ahead. And Maddie is getting ready. We're all getting ready. We're getting ready to do the group dance. But they're focusing on Maddie. She's getting ready. And the first thing we see is her hair doesn't feel good. She's like moving it. And to be honest, one of the things that Maddie hated was when Melissa had to do her hair. She would always ask me to do her French twist because I would put it in really tight, like so tight that their little like heads would be pulled back.
Yeah.
And you could tell that she was upset that her hair was loose. And then she goes on to say she doesn't have to go to the bathroom because Melissa keeps saying, you have to go to the bathroom, right? You have to go to the bathroom.
She wanted her to go to the bathroom so she wasn't on camera being flustered.
And then Melissa tells her she needs to cooperate. So then they show us, we're stretching, we're doing the makeup. But then
Melissa's going on saying how, you know, they only have 30 minutes to get ready. Let's keep in mind, take note again that I have 2 girls to get ready in 30 minutes. Everybody else has 1. No, you had
Kenzie
Clara, but you had a nanny there.
Clara wasn't there. I didn't see Clara all day. Actually, in the Patreon.
But you had a nanny for her.
Yes, I'm going to show the pictures of what they did. They were playing games. I didn't see Clara.
Yeah.
And Kenzie wasn't in the stands.
Exactly. So I was the only one that really should have been flustered during this because I was the only one that had to get 2 people ready.
2 kids ready. Yeah. French twist, red lipstick. But Melissa and Maddie start arguing, and Melissa tells her 8-year-old that she only has 1 number to dance, deal with it, and be a grown-up.
And I think we've all been in that spot.
Oh yeah, but it was just funny to hear. She also tells us that Maddie has an attitude and Melissa's sick of it. Maddie tells us she's a perfectionist and doesn't like to be rushed. And then Melissa tells her, calm down, but do you want to go home? Because we'll leave. And the whole time Melissa is doing this with Maddie, I don't know who did this in post, but somebody has the psycho music underneath the whole thing. Did you notice?
Yeah.
It's like that piano music. I was dying at the music. It was hysterical.
That's funny.
And then you say that Melissa's always freaking out before competitions and you feel bad for Matt.
But that's why I'm saying is because like I should have been the one freaking out because I was the one getting too ready. That's what I meant by that.
And then we hear Abby whisper in her creepy serial killer voice, Maddie, what's wrong? And then she says, do some turns. Let's check your hair.
Yeah. But does she ever check anybody else's hair?
No.
Like maybe she should have checked your headband when that thing fell out.
Maybe because she was in charge of Chloe that day. I wasn't even.
Yeah.
And Maddie throws her makeup because she's upset. And Abby's like, what is all of this about? She goes on to tell us that Melissa's always on time. She's prepared. She's wonderful, blah, 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 blah. But when things aren't exactly right, she gets worked up. And then
don't we all? We all do.
Yeah. But then she goes on to call the kids over and totally works them up because she's like, there are 1,500 numbers here. You're the first number from the ALDC that they see. And the next 30 minutes are what matters. So no chill for the kids. Wait,
this was my other thing that I had to say. Did you see them walking from the dressing room to backstage?
I didn't.
Paige and Abby are holding hands.
Aww.
They walk the whole way holding hands. That was just my other thing, like just to show, like why would Paige hold Abby's hand?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, I think the girls look gorgeous in these costumes with their hair and the French twist with the red lipstick. I think the girls are so damn beautiful. I was like, oh my God. Like I literally like stopped. I was like, they're such beautiful girls.
We had pictures taken in this for ads and stuff.
Yes. This was the episode, just like we had in Rhode Island. We had that photographer here. We had the photographer too. But when they walk on stage, I think they look stunning. I do.
Mhm. I
looked
too.
at every one of them and I'm like, oh my God, these girls are so pretty.
Yeah. And I liked that all the costumes were different.
Yes. Yes. And they strut on stage and they start the dance. I thought the beginning of this dance was so good. I was looking at their legs and they just had the fishnets and the black. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. But of course, it had to go wrong and it had to be Nia's fault.
Yes.
So the first issue is that Nia is too far stage left and
Her chair was really far off.
It was. It was, but Abby's like, why is she so far stage left? And then she misses that big glissade. Yeah. And then Abby tells us that she had corrected it over and over and over and over again, but she still did it wrong.
If somebody can't do something, they can't do it. Like if you corrected it that many times, maybe you should have changed it.
Right.
So
do a grand jeté. They can all do like a side grand
or
jeté.
give Nia like they all did their own little things. Like maybe give Nia something else to do. Have them all do the glissade and Nia do something different.
Exactly.
Obviously, if you kept telling her over and over to correct it, she can't do it.
Exactly. One thing I do have to point out though, the music in this dance talks all about them being someone's fantasy girl. And they're on chairs in fishnets. And we like had a stroke about electricity, but we think it's totally fine that there's someone's fantasy. One's
fine.
Yeah. So then we go backstage and we see Maddie incredibly upset. And she says, we were terrible. And she's really embarrassed.
Okay. But is this Maddie comes off stage crying? So where you're at? Okay. Yeah. But earlier, Abby says, I think it was in an interview or something, that when this is when she was saying like, oh, there's 1,500 people here or dances here, be professional backstage.
Yes.
And she says, when you come off the stage, act like it's, I don't care what happens, you act like it's the best you ever danced when you walk off that stage. Well, then Maddie comes off crying because Nia messed up.
Well, we don't know at that point. That's why she's embarrassed. She just said, we were terrible. She's embarrassed.
And we're going to get in trouble, she said.
Does she say that?
I think she said we're going to get in trouble.
I missed that. But then we go into the dressing room and Abby tells the girls she's really disappointed. And she said to Maddie, like, what's your problem? What's wrong? I don't think she says, what's your problem? I think she says, what's wrong? And Maddie
why were you crying or something? I think she said.
Right. Could you imagine if Chloe or Paige had been crying backstage? Well, holy shit.
Especially when she said,
don't cry. That's what
when you come off stage, act like it's the best you ever danced.
Yeah. So then Maddie says that she got hurt when she jumped off the chair. She twisted her ankle. Did you see Melissa?
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was amazed that
they showed that.
Yes.
They showed Melissa's face like absolutely not. But then they cut to Melissa and Melissa basically says that like Maddie protected Nia because Maddie was upset with Nia, but she said it was her ankle so that Nia didn't get in trouble. And then Melissa says in the background, she's like, Maddie has to go to the bathroom. Like Maddie
she always wants to send her to the bathroom.
Maddie always has to go to the bathroom. I've never seen someone have to go to the bathroom so much that doesn't ask.
Because that's the only time there wasn't a camera around, when you were in the bathroom stall.
Exactly. One thing I have to point out is this is the first time you see the girls in the little pink Target outfits.
Yeah, those were so funny. How about they were terry cloth?
They were from Target. They were like a total of $30 for the top and bottom. They were shorts and that little jacket. And we bought them in between filming the first 6 and the back 6. And we loved them because they were this cute, bright pink. And it was you were like, I don't want to promote Abby's name on television. You said, let's promote our kids and put their names on the back. Yeah. So we put each of their names on the back and we stoned them. And those became so iconic.
And then we ended up getting the pants. We had pants, we had shorts, jackets. Yeah, but they were cheesy.
They were cute.
They were cheesy.
I thought they were cute.
I couldn't believe they were terry cloth.
It was
like a towel.
Yeah. So then we cut to Cathy and Vivi, and Vivi is like bopping across the front, like the upstairs of that casino. Now, to be fair, the kids really had fun in the casino that year or that week. The kids had fun in the casino that week. And do you remember Katy Perry was performing her tour and she was there?
And we wanted to they wanted
to go so bad.
Yeah.
We did not have the night off to do it. And Brooke was pissed.
Yeah.
She was pissed.
That's when you would think that they would let you do like one thing fun like that, just because like I think they would have gotten such a better response out of people if they would like give you a little bit like, we're going to torture you all week, but we're going to let you do this to, make up for it. We didn't even
have to have them. We didn't ask them to pay for it. We just wanted the night off.
Yeah.
Narrator. They did not have the night off. So then we see Cathy and Vivi and Cathy's doing Vivi's makeup and she's like, incline your head. And then Vivi tells her, your hands are cold. Don't touch me.
How about Cathy says, your eyelashes are drooping. Maybe I should staple your eyebrows up.
Maybe
I'm thinking to myself, maybe you don't know how to do eyelashes because every week I comment on Vivi's poor eyelashes.
Maybe she had the side effects from Botox.
From the Botox, yeah.
Yeah, her eyelashes droopy.
Droopy eyes.
Needs to staple her eyebrows.
I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh.
And then she tells her, don't look scared. Don't look like someone is goosing you. Smile big.
Goosing you.
Then
Who says goosing you?
No one. Then she yells at the photographer, get it. And then she sees the picture and she goes, ugh. And then she says, freeze your face. You look like a pug.
Then she lets Vivi just do her own thing. And it was way better. Cathy was not good at posing.
Well, I think Vivi had enough. She's like, okay,
yeah, Vivi's like, just like, let me get this over with. I'm doing my thing. And
And then it was so much better. Vivi's like, yay.
Yeah.
And then she wanted to say, can somebody please remove that crazy woman out of the room?
Yeah.
We go into group awards and Abby's wearing a really sparkly headband in the audience.
Oh my God. This drink is giving me heartburn because it's coffee.
I cannot drink coffee and alcohol when everyone's like, oh, I love what is it? Like a espresso martini. Blech. I hate those.
Brooke loves those.
I think it's like a young drink. Everyone loves them. I cannot. It makes me feel like I'm having a stroke. So we go into group awards and the announcer says there's 0.4 of a point separating third and first. They announce third. It's not us. They announce second. It is us. Oh. And everyone acts like they're totally shocked. But then I'm like, are we shocked? We just said they were terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nia was at the other side of the room.
Was she?
No, dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were all like there and Nia was on the other side of the room.
That is true.
They're going to take points off. Like
it's totally, absolutely. Yeah. So they're going to take points off. That's why we lost. I'm sure of it. I'm not sure of it. I'm saying everyone else is sure of it. Then we see Chloe and Brooke in the room for a really quick second.
What are they doing?
I don't know, but Brooke clearly found someone to French braid her hair. I'm just saying.
Okay. Because I couldn't figure, I saw Nia was doing Holly's makeup.
Which was cute.
Yeah. Nia was doing really Holly's makeup. I couldn't figure out what Chloe and
I think they were playing a game.
Because it was the three of them. It was Brooke and Chloe, and then Paige was like in front of them.
I just noticed
the one
Chloe
angle,
and Brooke because
but then
hair.
When they show another angle, you could see Paige in there too. So I think they were playing again.
Well, one thing about this episode that people don't know is that usually a competition lasts one day, but because this really was a nationals, it lasted all week. So we had an incredible amount of downtime. Yeah. And we had to keep wearing the same clothes over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Every day we had to come in with
same hair,
same
makeup.
Clothes.
It's gross.
What were you going to say?
And we had nothing to we couldn't wash our clothes.
No, we were in a casino. It was self-contained.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, did you see when Melissa was sitting talking to Maddie about her mom? Did you notice the Band-Aid she had on the back of her shoulder?
I did not notice. I saw it earlier.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
She had a tattoo that said Kurt, Maddie and Mackenzie's dad's name. And she was in the process of getting that removed. Mm-hmm. And she that's what that big Band-Aid was from.
I didn't even see it. But Maddie's getting ready for the solo and Melissa's talking all about her mom. And she says that we were really close, just like us, but we didn't fight. And then she says, we only fight because you're a perfectionist. And then she talks about how her mom always had a hat with an angel pin on it that she wore when she had cancer. and that she was going to give Maddie that angel pin. So she pins it on her costume. And then she tells her that Bobcha would have loved to have seen them dance. And I understand that,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course her mom would have
Absolutely.
loved that because her mom didn't know her girls.
My parents loved it.
Yes, of course. And then she said, Maddie goes on again to say that she's doing her dance for her grandma and she hopes she's proud. And we just know that this dance is going to cause Melissa to cry beyond all measure in the audience.
She cries at all of them.
She cries at the dumb shit. So this one she's clearly going to cry.
She's definitely going to cry at.
So she's crying as soon as Maddie takes stage, and it's a really pretty dance. And I have to say, that costume with the little angel wings in the back.
Back, I loved it. Yeah,
that costume was so gorgeous.
How about me? I'm in the dressing room sewing.
I was going to get to
both
that, but
kids' costumes. I had to sew.
Yeah, but Abby and Gianna in the audience are
beaming. Oh, absolutely
beaming. Yeah. I mean,
again, she creamed her jeans.
Melissa's proud, Bob's just proud, everyone's proud. Oh my God. So you're sewing. I literally have in my notes that I am like pulling Chloe's hair. Like, do you see me brushing her hair? Her head is like jerking back.
Yeah, like, you're not letting nothing fall out.
No, listen, your French twist is going to be insecurely. I promise you.
I was sad that they didn't show any of our solos, because those were actually good dances. Like, they never show them.
No.
And it's such a shame, because like anytime like Paige, especially Paige, because they never showed her do anything good. And every time she did something good, they didn't show it.
No.
That just sucked.
Yeah. I have notes about the solos in just a moment. But first, we have to hear Holly opening the afro. And she goes, on the bag, it says 70s party afro. And then she says, the lady asked me in the store, is that for you? And Holly rolls her eyes like in the back of her head.
No, it's for my 9-year-old.
Yes. And then Cathy chimes in that she doesn't understand the direction that Abby's going in. And then she goes, I don't know. She's portraying Laquifa, somebody. And I'm like, why can't you keep anybody's name straight? Paige, Brooke, Latifah, Laquifa.
Yeah,
no one
never knows anybody's names.
No.
It's just not part of the team.
Exactly. She tells Holly and Nia that she feels really bad. It's not PC. But then she says, Holly is hysterical. You just said, like, you agree, but then you're mocking Holly. And then Cathy says, foreshadowing, she goes, you could be one of my dancers. And she winks at her.
Oh, yay.
Yeah,
Can't wait,
thanks.
Cathy.
And then you
and
go on.
Cathy had that ugly necklace on again with those flowers on it.
But you tell us that everyone gets typecasted, and you use Brooke's acro as an example.
Which is really not the same kind of thing, but
no, but whatever. I mean, I get
but
where you're coming
she
from.
does like everybody gets like Paige always did musical theater. Maddie always did a beautiful lyrical. Like, we all got our own thing.
The same
that just so happened
thing.
to be Nia's.
But I was going to say ours wasn't based on the fact that like Paige was blonde. Like Nia's were always based
that's what
on,
I mean. It was different.
Holly tells us she doesn't want to pull the solo, but she doesn't like it. And then Abby goes on to say that all the girls are doing a solo. And that's when we see a really quick clip of the duet with Vivi and Ken's. We see Brooke's solo. We see Paige's solo. We see Chloe's solo. They're not showed. It's not a big deal. So unfortunately, we don't get a lot of it. I'm sure the full dances are online somewhere. I just don't know.
I looked. I could not find them.
No?
And not my kids. I didn't look for yours, but
it's
I looked
also
for Paige
season 1. And season 1, people weren't as like in it. On it.
No, I know I videoed them on my phone, but
you switched phones.
I switched phones and now I don't have it.
I have a lot of stuff like that, which I'd like to go back and be like, do I have any of these phones? Which I know I don't, but
I traded them in or whatever.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
they took them and now I don't have anything. I'm sad.
So then we cut to the judges judging the photogenic contest. And Cathy tells us that she hopes they pick the right girl, which is clearly Vivi. And then the judges are looking and they're like, these are stage shots. They're not, they're supposed to be beauty shots. Yeah. And they're like, she's in a costume. She has on stage makeup. But then they go on, they're like, the lighting's bad. The camera's blurry. They're like,
maybe it was me taking the picture, because everybody does that for my Instagram things. Every time I post one, people are like, it's blurry. It's this, it's that.
Well, that's because you Google shit and screenshot it and then blow it up.
What else am I supposed to do? I don't have any other pictures.
Yeah. And then they go, that's a no. And they flip her over. We cut then to Maddie Solo Awards and she wins the title. And Melissa tells us that she has 6 crowns and her goal is
she wants double digits. Yeah.
And then Abby says to her something weird in the hallway that I'm like, what? She says, sometimes less is more. And I'm like, you couldn't have had more shit packed in that dance.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean less is more?
Maybe she was talking about Nia's dance.
Yeah, maybe.
Because there wasn't much in Nia's.
Exactly.
I agree with Holly on that.
Oh my God.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
Exactly. And Cathy is looking through the photos and she's blaming the photographer. And then she goes, I should have had you in red lipstick.
Yeah, because that would have made a difference.
But they were just saying it looked too much like
stage makeup. Yeah, because like what 6-year-old wears red lipstick? And
then she goes, he's working at dance competitions because he's no pro. He's a goof.
I can't believe they put that on there. That poor guy.
And then she's like, these are horrendous. And she's like,
yeah, like they were
beautiful.
knocking on his pictures. Meanwhile, I don't think he probably did exactly what they wanted him to do.
Exactly.
Like it was probably on purpose, but they're making him look like a bad photographer.
Of course. And she's like, the judges should have seen past these bad pictures at your beauty. We then see Nia warming up for La Quifa. And Abby tells us once again that she's all about the ethnic dances. I cannot stand life when Abby starts talking about this. I don't think these are good representations of ethnic dances.
No.
And then Holly hates it. And she's watching and Nia starts dancing. And this dance is insane.
Nia's faces are hysterical, first of all.
Well, that's the best part of the dance.
I know. I loved it.
Nia's dances are hysterical. But how about when she's clapping?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? I was so pissed.
There was like no dance moves in it at all. Like maybe
none.
I think she did one little jump or something.
She did.
The rest of it was
or
like
a leg hold.
Yeah, something. But most of it was just like arm movements and stuff. Yeah.
It was insanity. But did you see at one point Holly goes in the audience? She's like moving her shoulders. She's probably willing her to dance more because she's like, come on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I would, in Holly's shoes, I would be furious at this dance.
Yeah.
Furious.
Yeah.
I mean, the dance was insane. Yeah. It really was.
It was.
And Holly says that Nia was entertaining, but there was no dancing. Retweet
Which is
Hall.
100%. Yeah.
And then Holly tells Abby she wants to chat. And I'm so happy that someone else is having a chat that's not you and me.
Yes, me too.
So she pulls her in the hall and they both agree that the wig was stereotypical. And then she says Nia is the token Black kid. And Abby disagrees because she's affluent and special. And then she brings up Asmerette.
Asmerette is going to college on a scholarship for Martin Luther King.
And Holly's like,
because she's not white. Like that's what I love. Because she's not white. I'm like, okay, Abby, we got that.
And I'm thinking to myself,
Nia is African American. So is Asmerette.
Yeah, but like the audience is probably like, who's Asmerette?
Exactly.
Like, what are you talking about?
But they know she's not white.
Right. She's not white. And so then she's sending Nia on all the ethnic halls. And then Holly starts to point out all of the solos. So here's, again, back stuff that the audience doesn't know. So Nia's very first solo, she was like an island jungle girl with a bone in her hair. And I remember Holly like flipping out.
It was like the Fred Flintstone bow.
Yes.
Kind of.
Holly was like, she has a bone in her hair. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then her next one was Satan's Little Lamb. And I remember Holly was upset about that.
Yeah.
And Holly wants more celebratory dances. And then Abby, of course, goes into
you're not good feet, not good turnout.
I didn't even get there yet. Yes.
Yeah. You don't straighten your knees. You have sway back. Like she went on for 20 minutes on everything Nia does wrong. Like how rude.
And if those are all true, which I'm not saying that those are true for Nia, you're her dance teacher. Fix them.
Yeah.
Fix them. You tell us not to try to teach our kids. If you're the dance teacher, fix them. Yep. Which gets us into, she tells us that no one's paying her $30,000 a year to teach dance. And if you do, she'd be nicer, which watch my face. What? And then she says, you only pay me $250 a month. Go somewhere else. And then you literally on screen see Holly morph into a hybrid of you and I.
Yes.
Her eyes get really big like you and her pointy finger comes out.
I love that Abby tells her to pick her own music and pick a choreographer, because I do that coming up and I get in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
But meanwhile, she says that if we're not happy, that's what we should do. Well, let me just tell you, I did it.
Yes.
Didn't
and you
work
get in
out
trouble.
so well.
Nope. And Holly says, look where I live. Look how I dress. Look what I pay. I pay $100,000 in private school and you think I can't afford you. Which I have to say is a little bit of a mic drop moment. And then Abby goes, I never said that.
I love when Holly says, think closely about your words.
Uh-huh. You want to,
Abby's
let's
just
go
like,
there.
shut up. Yeah.
Let's go there.
And after she says that, Abby's voice changes.
I have Abby's creepy voice.
Yeah.
She goes, not happy? Look through the yellow pages.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And then Holly says, my daughter is a dancer first, not an ethnicity first. So this was a fun one for me to watch because I didn't do shit.
Yeah. I like these
Loved
ones
it.
that I'm not like a psychopath.
Same. Love a low-key episode. Super funny. Not me, not you. We just got to hang out in the background. We got to go to lunch. We got to have a cocktail. We got to have a snack.
Yes.
Love a snack. Love a cocktail.
Me too.
So let's go back to what are some of the things we do? How many cocktails did you need for this episode? I needed 9.
Need any.
Yeah, it was easy. What about, would you wear it? You're wearing it. You're wearing.
I'm wearing this
clothes.
shit, man.
What was that from? What scene? Oh, dinner. Right? Dinner with Holly?
I think so. Yeah.
Dinner with Holly. What was I wearing? I mean, I had a couple. Oh, I had a really cute. I actually like that dress. I wonder what happened to it. I had a green dress on at dinner with you guys that had like little buckles right here. It was cute. It was actually cute. It was, I don't know where that went.
You don't have it anymore? I got all my shit.
Well, you know, one thing that they didn't really show in this episode is they showed all the pink, but we also had black and white on for the whole week. Because remember you had on that beaded dress that kept growing?
Yeah.
Every day you'd come in and it would be like 3 inches longer.
Because we had to wear it for a week. Yeah.
They kept pulling.
Yeah.
So I would say Melissa's dress with the boobs or Cathy's ugly rose necklace was at the bottom of the pyramid. Or that giraffe dress I wore. All right. What was
your giraffe dress?
Yeah, it's fine. What was at the top of the pyramid? Anybody's outfit? Nobody stood out to me.
I wasn't crazy about any of mine this week.
I'm going to say the girls' costumes because I thought the girls looked fat.
Yeah.
We'll put them
like
at the
their
top.
costumes.
Any moms at the bottom for bad behavior? I think Abby was at the bottom for the afro. Maybe Melissa.
I'm going to say Melissa.
Grown up. Be a grown up.
I'm going to say Melissa because Melissa, they don't show Melissa say much afterwards. So this is probably one of her only times that she's shown saying anything. So I'm going to go with Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa's also very smart. She watches, and the minute she sees
goes
something
to
she doesn't
the bathroom.
like,
they go to the bathroom, so it can't be recorded. So I'm going to say Melissa because get caught talking much.
Yeah, top of the pyramid. I don't know if anyone's at the top. Anyone at the top? Nah. All right. What was your favorite line of the episode?
Paige, when she said, I thought you liked gummy worms.
That was cute.
I thought it was funny.
That is funny.
I couldn't believe she did it.
I can. Paige was like that. They used to play pranks on everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. But not to Abby.
Yeah, that's true. I think my favorite line of the episode was when Holly said, let me pull it out of my purse.
I did like that one too, but I knew you were going to pick that one. So that's why I picked something different.
Let me pull that out of my purse. You know, like, hold on.
That was hysterical.
My afro. Oh,
but what I think is so funny about it is that Holly really could have had one in there.
100%. I've never seen
that's what is so funny about it.
All right. Anything else? I mean, I feel like that
how about misdemeanors or felonies?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Did you have a misdemeanor or felony?
I'm thinking my misdemeanor was that I didn't say something to Cathy about the costume last like when I was up there, because the words were coming out of my mouth. It just wasn't me not to say something. Like I should have been like that was just wrong, Cathy.
Yeah. Maybe you did and they just didn't show it.
No, I don't think I did. Because there would have been an argument about it.
Sure.
Then they would have showed it. So
maybe you were just like, it's not worth it.
Well, it wasn't because it was already over with.
I don't know if I had a felony or misdemeanor. I feel like I was just whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we were very low key. I like us this episode.
I know.
I want to be our friend.
I know. We should be like this more often.
This is when people
there
started
aren't many
like
of these coming up.
No. I actually remember being down the hallway when Abby and Holly were fighting. I think I went to the bathroom and I came around the corner and they were fighting. I'm like, I'm going to go back to the bathroom and like turned and left because I'm like, this ain't my fight. Like,
no way.
I got no dogs in this fight. I'm hiding in the bathroom.
I never would be fighting one that wouldn't be for me because I've fought enough of those.
Exactly. Next week's episode is actually really, really fun. We're in Florida and we get introduced to Diane and Brandon.
Yay!
So that's a fun episode. So make sure you guys all watch season 1, episode 8. And make sure if you are not a Patreon subscriber, if you want to join us tonight for happy hour, jump in and join us so that you can be part of happy hour. We're answering all kinds of questions. There are some really good questions on Patreon.
Are there?
Happy hour. Yes. There's good ones. There's ones that I'm like, oh shit, I never even thought of that. And like answers are juicy. It's like things I would have never thought that people thought about.
Yeah. Sometimes it blows my mind what people think of.
All right. Well, we will see you back here next week. Can't wait to recap that episode because there's a lot of juicy details. And I guess thank you for watching or thank you for listening.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go record the after show.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Back to the Bar.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you love to listen to your podcasts.
And check out our YouTube channel, Back to the Bar, if you want to watch the episodes. The channel is linked in our show notes.
And if you want to join our weekly after party,
where we dish even more dirt,
like naked pizza, Kel, subscribe to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/backtothebar. See you next time.
See you next time.
Baby, I just wanna dance.